Hi friends, it's Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an updated black ink comparison, and I'm going to be introducing the jet black ink from Fawn. I don't know if anyone has done another comparison video, but I thought I would do one here on my channel. I have done one of these videos in the past to compare the more popular inks that we like to use for our Copic markers or our alcohol-based markers. So I thought I would do, since Fawn released a new black ink that is formulated to work with Copics or alcohol-based markers, I thought I would do an updated comparison video for you guys just to see and show you the comparisons. Now, what I have obviously is the Memento Black. Majority of us like the Memento or have been using the Memento for years. So I have that one. One of my favorites that I've been going to here quite a bit for the last year or so is the My Favorite Things Hybrid Black ink. And because it works well with Copics, as well as obviously great for stamping as well. And it's a hybrid ink. It's in between a pigment ink and a dye-based ink. But it's also great obviously for Copics. And then the newest one is the Fawn Jet Black ink, and they formulated it, like I said, to work with our alcohol-based markers. So what I would do is use these three to compare to each other for obviously to see how well they work with the markers. And obviously, and then the only marker that I have for this test is Copic, but if you have like Spectrum Noir or another alcohol-based marker, it would probably work like the exact same way. And two, I'm going to be stamping it out just for the Christmas and just to compare how black each of the inks are. I'm going to be using a solid stamp and a line image stamp. And this comes from the Simon Says Stamp swatch kit. I've had this in the past, and I've done videos with this in the past, and it's really handy, so I thought I would use it in today's video. So that's what we're going to do first. So the first test that I'm going to do is just use the black ink initially just to see how black it is. So we'll start off with the Memento Black, and I'm going to first stamp down the solid and then the line image next to it. So I'm going to make sure that I get my stamp really good and covered here. And of course, we can always get a great image if we have a MISTI, but that's not what I wanted to do today, obviously, because it wouldn't be a true test. So I'm going to kind of zoom you guys in just a little bit so you can see just a little bit better. So I'm going to stamp down the solid image first. Make sure I get a really good firm impression. I'm going to take just my little rag here. I've got a little rag here. I'm just going to quickly wipe that off. I do have a stamp shimmy, but I don't have it wet right now. So now I'm going to do the line image stamp. And stamp that right beside it. So you can see there, not too bad. I'm going to wipe that off there. So that's the Memento. Next up is the Mft Hybrid Black. So I'm going to ink this one up with the solid. It's really tricky to do solid stamps now that we're so used to doing it with the MISTI if you have the MISTI. So the top one is the Memento, the next one is going to the Mft. So that gave a pretty good impression there. Now the line image, or diagonal stripe. Stamp that down. Okay, and then the next step is the newest one, which is the Fawn. Kind of move these over just a little bit so you can see them better. The Fawn Jet Black. I'm going to stamp it down here. going to do the line image. Okay. And of course, they're not all fully dry. I'll kind of turn it this way so you can see a little bit better. But right off the bat, even though we just stamped this one, you can kind of see that the newest one, the Lawn Fawn, is blacker than the other two. We will give it a few more minutes just to see when it dries into the paper if it is the same result. But on the line image, you really can't tell a whole lot of the difference as far as the blackness or whatever, or I can't anyway. It all seems pretty well. This one seems like it's stamped as far as splotchiness or whatever. This one seems like it's stamped out better if you're looking for that. But the other two are about the same. The hybrid ink and the jet black ink are about the same. And so, but as far as the solid images, it looks like the Lawn Fawn is the blackest between all three. The least of that is the Mft Hybrid. It's probably the least black. Even though it is a really good black, it's the least black between the three. And then the Memento is probably second. So you can see that. Now I'm going to try with a Copic marker, since that's what I have. I'm going to go ahead and put my lids on here, because knowing me, I will probably get my fingers in my ink. So now I'm going to take a Copic marker. I'm just going to scribble over the top. I just got a red marker here. Doesn't matter obviously which one. But we all know that Memento works well. And I'm just going to scribble across. And I'm just kind of checking to see whether or not it bleeds or whatever. Obviously we know that Memento really does not do that. But for this test I wanted to be fair. So that's the Memento. And I will do obviously a little bit closer up so you can see better. Here is the Mft Hybrid, and it doesn't smear really at all either. This is the one that I've been using the most here within the last year or so. So that is, I'm going to move these out of the way actually. So there is the Mft Hybrid, and then the newest one, the Lawn Fawn. And it doesn't smear either. So I'll give y'all a little bit closer up look at that. You can, just to show you what the Lawn Fawn looks like, you can see that there's no smearing or smudging on that. And it is one of the, still it looks like, even though I've colored over it, it's still the blackest of the three inks. So that is really, really great news if we all wanted to try this newest black ink on the market. So you see that one. Then the other two, the hybrid ink and the Memento, all three did really great with the Copic. No smearing or anything like that. So I would say that Lawn Fawn did really well in this test, and I would really highly recommend it. Any of the three that you wanted, if you already have these two, would be really fine. I mean, all three are obviously great inks, it looks like. Obviously, I had these two previous, and they did really well in the test, as they always do. Do you have to have the jet black ink? No, but if you're interested in getting a new ink or just trying it out, like I do, then I think it would be a great ink to have in your collection and to use for line images as we color them or whatever. So it really does work really well with the Copic. So. Like I said, in conclusion, do you have to have this ink? No. If you already have the other two or have just one of them, what you have is probably, obviously fine. But I just wanted to give that option and just to give you an idea of what the new one, how it performed, and how black it is. I will say that the newest Lawn Fawn is one of the blackest of the two. So if you're interested to get a newer black ink because of how dark it is, then by all means, it's a great one to pick up. So anyway, that is my test, you guys. If you feel that I have missed something or wanted to have if you have any other additional questions about these inks or about the Lawn Fawn ink in general, please let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to answer that. Otherwise, I will catch you on my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching.